All right, so you know one of my favorite movies of all time is Black Panther, right?
I think I knew that.
Yeah, and there's this scene when T'Challa, aka Black Panther, is about to prove that he is worthy for the crown by fighting in front of all of his people. He had to fight like somebody else that was from a neighboring tribe, from like the gorilla tribe or whatever. Well, anyways, T'Challa is kind of catching a half of an L. You know, he's kind of losing a little bit. But there's a moment where the tide shifts, and it's when his sister, Shuri, just screams out, "Tell them who you are, brother!" Something like that. My Siri impression needs some work. But it was in that moment that T'Challa realized, yo, wait a minute, I'm the king, and commenced to beating down his competition. Mikel-Claire, do you know who you are?
I know my name, if that's what you mean.
Well, we're about to find out if you know what your voice is. Let's go.
This is Mikel-Claire.
And this is Trey.
And we are the couple of entrepreneurs. We're here to share with you our journey of successes and setbacks as we enter the world of entrepreneurship now that we no longer have 9-to-5s due to the new normal of the world and the pandemic.
Join us as we race the clock to start earning money, gain consistency, and overcome self-doubts and uncertainty as we search for our voices and obtain personal and financial growth.
So what exactly does it mean to have a voice?
Well, for me, it means knowing who you are, knowing what you stand for. Your voice defines you. It's kind of like a thumbprint per se. You know, if you don't have a voice, you don't know who you are, then it's kind of like having a muddled thumbprint. And if you got one of those iPhones that can't open up without a thumbprint, you can't get in to make calls and play your apps and do all that other stuff because it doesn't know who you are. What do you think your voice is?
Well, for me, it's having an honest perspective and opinion and being unapologetic about your thoughts and feelings. I kind of like what you said, standing for something or falling for everything and just being unapologetic about it.
What have you done to find your voice?
Well, it's been kind of an interesting journey so far. So the first thing that I really actually started to do was this podcast in order to kind of figure out what my voice was. I think I've just kind of been going along thinking I know what it is, but this has given me an opportunity to really kind of figure it out, which has been interesting. So publicly voicing my thoughts and opinions is what I've started to do. And also I've kind of started to periodically do like some short stories and writing on this website called Medium.
Okay.
Where you can go and actually publicly just publish stories for everybody to see and hear and read. And so that's been kind of interesting too, just knowing that whatever I say, people are going to, well, if they read it, but people have the capability of reading or hearing my thoughts and opinions. So that's been interesting. But so what have you done, if anything, to find your voice?
Well, that's interesting that you mentioned using Medium for blogging and getting your voice out. And of course, using this podcast as a method of getting your voice out as well. I think there's something to be said about having the conversations going on in your head being given to the world. A lot of times our own inner dialogue can be kind of detrimental and misleading, maybe misguided for some folks. And sometimes when you put that information that's swirling around in your head and let the world respond to it, you can get like a better idea of what it really means, how people feel about it, how you feel about it regarding everybody else's reaction, and how strong and willing you are to maintain focus and being the person that you want to become. Having your blog and having people respond to it is a good way of analyzing that. This podcast is another example of it. A lot of people use social media as a way of telling people, in a sense, who they are and waiting for the reaction of other people to kind of like judge them and give them some form of a legitimacy, if you will. I think that's part of the addiction of social media, is that people get to voice a piece of who they are and see how the world responds. For me personally, I think one of the best ways to find your voice is kind of counter to that a little bit. I think there's something to be said about being, introspective. Is that the word I'm looking for? Looking within yourself to get a deeper meaning and understanding of who you are. Not to say that the other method isn't valid or doesn't work as well. I just think that once you've kind of weighed and measured yourself against the masses, you could also look inside yourself and maybe find a deeper meaning and understanding of who you've been, who you are now, and who you want to become.
What have you done to find your voice?
Okay. Well, we want to get to specifics outside of the obvious of this particular podcast. I try to take as much time as I can to just listen to my own thoughts. A lot of times I take long walks they range anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour and a half. And I do a lot of different things within those walks to kind of like quiet myself and find out what it is that I need to do. Sometimes I don't have any music on and I just listen to the wind. Other times I just listen to my own thoughts. Sometimes I'll have some type of like guided music or something to motivate me, to put me in a certain kind of mood. But it kind of falls back into that introspective thing that I was saying earlier, in order to get a better understanding of who I am, because it can so easily get jumbled up with the outside world. Everything from politics to family to the weather can change how you feel about yourself, and in turn kind of like change how you present yourself to the world.
In doing all of that work to find your voice, do you think you've found it?
In some areas, yes. I think my voice was a lot more clear when I was younger. And somewhere along the line, I've kind of lost that due to age and life and experience. So there's kind of like this quest of kind of like getting it back. And I have seen firsthand in my own personal life the difference of when you really know yourself, what you're about and what you want to do, and not knowing who you are, what you want to do. It's kind of like being on a ship without a rudder. You kind of just kind of go where the wind blows. And that can't always be beneficial, especially when you're trying to start a business or raise a family or just be a good person in general. So I guess, no. I guess I really haven't found my voice completely, or at least this new version of myself, this 40-plus-year-old version, this entrepreneurial version of myself. And even less, now that I'm really thinking about it, maybe in business. I think if you find yourself in business, it makes that relationship that you have with where you want your business to go and the relationship that you have with your customers a little bit more firm and solid. And there's a good understanding, and there's no incongruency. There's no missteps between you and the customer and how to service them. They know exactly who you are and what you're about, so it limits the amount of questions that they have to ask, or doubt, or confusion. The more confident you are, the more confident they will be in what it is that they want from you. How about you?
Do I think I've found it? No, I don't. It's still a work in progress for me. For me, a lot of it, when I think about finding your voice, or I hear the term your voice, for some reason, it means putting it out there publicly. For some reason, I guess when I think of voice, I think of something vocal. Mm-hmm. So for me, I have to work on like not caring what other people think about my opinions and my voice. So this kind of has given me that opportunity, because then I just speak what I'm thinking, or I speak my thoughts and my opinions and my beliefs about whatever it is that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of helped a little bit there, but I still don't think I found it. And you had gone into having a clear voice in my business. I don't as of yet, because I'm still trying to navigate exactly what this business entails and all the intricacies of it and how to succeed. And, there's so many other details that are involved that I haven't really focused on that part yet. Okay. I'm trying to, when it comes to telling my story and that type of thing. So I've tried to kind of found my voice in that regard. But as far as, I think what it does is it gives you authority and gives you direction and allows you to focus. Mm-hmm. It allows you to speak directly to your target audience, which is very important. So I think obviously that it's very, very important to find your voice in business. It's just trying to navigate exactly what that means.
Okay. Well, regarding your business, and hopefully when you do find your voice, or have the confidence to be like, this is exactly my voice and I'm not changing it for anybody. So when you think you found your voice concerning your business, what do you think is going to happen to your business as a result of that?
Well, like you mentioned, I think it'll grow. I think it helps you build rapport and trust with your customers, which is of the utmost importance when you're trying to have someone buy something from you. Mm-hmm. And it helps you kind of know yourself better. You know what it is that you have to offer. Mm-hmm. So I think that makes you more confident in yourself. And then in turn, your business will grow.
Okay. Well, what's stopping you from finding this voice in your business?
All the other 10,000 tasks that I have to do before I do that, I haven't placed it as high on the priority list as I probably should. But once I get task number 2 million down, maybe that will be task 2,000,001 for me. But I really will try, because I do recognize the importance of it. It's just been a lot of things going on all at once. What do you think are some of the obstacles of someone finding their voice? Or for you specifically?
Well, I think a big one is just self-doubt. Confidence plays a huge part of it. People that are like naturally confident, well, I think a huge part of it has to deal with confidence. If you're confident, then there's less of a chance of the environment, be it family members or loved ones or friends that you have on social media, steering you away from what you believe to be your truth, because you know who you are and could care less about what other people think. Kind of goes back a little bit to what I was saying earlier, that you can either gain and find your voice in an extrovertive kind of way, be it, like this podcast or social media or blogging or whatever method that you use, or you can find it within yourself. And I think that a lot of people that have confidence have found it within themselves first before they go out into the world to tell the people who they are. Once they have that firm foundation, then it's really difficult to kind of like knock them off their podium. I think a perfect example, and this is an absolutely negative one, but it seems to stick, is our president, Donald Trump. And I know talking politics is a big no-no, but I don't care. Donald Trump, to me, I'm not a fan of him by any means, but I would be silly and remiss to say that you can't see his arrogance within himself as being this person that I don't agree with, but he's so strong in that belief that he's not changing for anyone. His arrogance is the only big shining thing that he has, and it's unshakable. It doesn't matter what goes on. He's going to be himself regardless. It doesn't matter if the country burns. He's going to be himself. So whatever it is, when he looks inside himself and he looks in the mirror, it's unmovable. It's unshakable. And that's a negative approach. But I think it's a pretty good example of having confidence in yourself and knowing your voice, because he certainly knows his voice. So let's just say you've finally gotten past that magical number of tasks that you need to complete in order for you to get your voice, and you found it. Well, what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to go back for a second, because I do have some obstacles finding my voice. A big one for me is like a fear of being judged. For some reason, I don't know why I particularly care what some people think. Not everybody, but what some people think. So I'm hoping to overcome that. And then the other thing is like I really have to get over not wanting to be vulnerable, because I know that that's a way to really figure out who you are and be true to yourself and honest to yourself. And I think that plays a huge part in finding your voice. But once I've overcome those things and those obstacles, I'm hoping that once I've found it, that I can take over the world like I plan to do every day. And then the other thing is just to continue to use my voice in a positive way to help me move forward in whatever aspect of business or life that I can. Because I do think that it's crucial in growing and personal growth. And I think that once you kind of find it and figure it out, then you can use it for good, hopefully, and not in the Donald Trump kind of way. So what do you plan to do with it once you found it?
Well, that's kind of a two-part question. There's my personal life, and then there's my business life. As far as my personal life goes, I'm just a firm believer of leading by example. I would love to just be the living embodiment of living a decent and good life. And then I can influence without actually having to force it. I think a lot of people don't want to be told what to do or be pointed out the things that they're, struggling with. I think it's much more easy to convince somebody to change who they are in a more positive way if they can see an example and interact with an example and just know without even necessarily asking questions unless they want to, how to live a decent life. I strive to be that example. As far as business goes, finding my voice, I want to use it to get paid. I mean, that's the golden rule for me. And once again, I know this might rub people the wrong way, but I want to be wealthy. I want to be rich, filthy rich. And I think the quicker I can find my voice and show the confidence within the products and services that I want to promote and make money off of, I think it would increase the amount of wealth that I can gain. So I want to use it as a personal tool of influence for my family and my community. And I want to use it as a tool to get dumb paid. All right. And hey, this is like volleyball, throwing that same question right back to you. What do you want to accomplish once you find your voice? And is it going to be beneficial or could it potentially be negative?
What I envision is that it would allow me to feel a certain type of freedom that I don't think I've yet to discover in holding back my opinion and not voicing my opinion. That this is going to sound a little conceited, but maybe like the world is losing out on something. You know what I mean? Like I have to realize my value and my worth.
Right. And
get to the point where me holding back, I know that someone could miss out on something. Right. You know what I mean? And that is a type of freedom that I don't think I've felt before.
Right.
I would love to be unapologetically comfortable voicing my beliefs, my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings about any and all things.
Right.
That in itself would give me a great sense of who I am and who I can become.
Right.
So I would love to gain that confidence that you talked about. That would make me feel good. It would make me feel like I could succeed in anything. And I think in business, that's crucial.
Right.
To believe in yourself to like the utmost 150%. That's what I'm hoping to accomplish. And I'm really thinking that in business, it's extremely beneficial to know who you are to guide your ship. So
okay,
that's really how I feel about that.
Well, this seems like a good place to stick a pin in it. I think we've come to a nice place of getting a better understanding of who we are and who we want to become. I'm going to go ahead and give some nice little snaps to go along with that. For all of our listeners out there, if you have any questions or comments, please put them into the question and answer field if it's on Facebook or if it's on YouTube or any other platform that you are hearing us on. We are the couple of entrepreneurs. And thank you so much for tuning in. You have no idea how much we appreciate your time. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and tell your friends, tell your people that we out here talking, finding voices, getting relationships, and getting money.
And tell them how much you enjoy hearing our voices.
Exactly. And with that being said, peace out.